Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the co-chairs of the St. Louis Visionary Awards Board, Sara Burke and Kim Eberlein.
Welcome everyone for our very, well, it's our 5th year, can you believe it? So thank you all for being here, we really, really appreciate it. I just want to first give a round of applause to Scott Shepard, who's our extraordinary pianist who has been with us from the beginning. Scott, I just want to thank you so much. I'm Sara Burke, and I'm the co-chair of the Visionary Awards, and I have been told not to go rogue this year, so right under it, so I'm not going rogue. Our theme this year, which I think is perfect for this cohort of women, is Wonder Women. And by the time the evening is over, I think you'll really know why. We're paying homage to a group of extraordinary women who are at the top of their games, and while they don't really fly, and they don't really slay dragons, they do much more than that. From their diverse backgrounds and with multiple talents, gifts, and passions, they are the artful weavers of the cultural and social tapestry that we proudly acknowledge in St. Louis. I just have to say, Marilyn Shepard wrote the script, and it makes me look so good. I really want to thank you, Marilyn. I don't know where you're sitting, but I really want to thank you. I really do. Back on script. Counting our 2019 honorees, I'm so proud to report that we have honored 99 Wonder Women with the Visionary Award. And if you think that we have reached our limit and you don't ever have to come again, wrong. Think again. As in past years, the number of nominations was really staggering. There are so many women who deserve this award, and we are committed to shining light on their accomplishments. You can look forward to hearing from us next year and for many years to come. The St. Louis Visionary Awards are here to stay. And just so you know, you meet the most amazing women. This is how I met Kim Eberlein, and I mean, the rest is history. So I guess I said to her backstage, "Did you realize this is like 5 years?" And she said, "Yeah, it's too late now." Sorry. Okay, I went off script. Okay. I just would also like to recognize the board of the St. Louis Visionary Awards. I mean, really, these women they're all Wonder Women. If you could all stand, please, so we can give you a big round of applause. They're really incredible Wonder Women. And again, thank you for sharing this evening with us. And before I turn it over to my esteemed co-host, I would like to recognize in the audience all of the past visionaries who are gracing us this evening. If you could all stand, please. Thank you, all of the Wonder Women, for all the work you do in this community. And now I would like to turn it over to the amazing Kim Eberlein.
Thank you again for sharing this evening with us. I am Kim Eberlein, the other co-chair of the St. Louis Visionary Awards. I have one of the most pleasant tasks of the evening, and that's to thank our sponsors who made the evening possible. We couldn't do what we do without the support of people who believe in our dream and willingly invest in it, and we are so grateful. The good news is there are so many sponsors, I could use up most of the evening listing them. Instead, I'll ask you to turn to the inside cover of your program. But I would like to especially recognize our 4 presenting sponsors: Centene Charitable Foundation, Rex Singfield, Spire, and the Stewart Family Foundation. I hope you'll give them a round of applause. Now we'd like to ask a blessing on the vision and work of the 6 women we will honor tonight as they transform the world in St. Louis for the better. Each woman herself is a celebration and a gift to St. Louis. These 6 women are a recognition that the arts make us a more connected and more compassionate community. We also ask a blessing on our whole community as we reflect on what we have in common and celebrate what we can accomplish together. We have an impressive group of women to introduce to you. But before you meet them, we have a special treat for you. Faiza Aaron is a St. Louis gem and a Wonder Woman in her own right. Internationally acclaimed, she recently returned to St. Louis, having spent 15 years singing jazz with some of Turkey's finest musicians. Please welcome to the stage the Faiza Aaron Quartet.
Hello everyone, we're thrilled to be a part of this wonderful event, honoring and celebrating the wonder women of our community. I'd especially like to thank Marilyn Shepard and Sara Burke for inviting us to perform. And we are so thrilled, and I'd like to introduce the group, if you would. Steve Davis on drums. Rich Shaver on keyboard. Chris Turner on bass. And thank you so much. We're going to do a tune by Chick Corea, Open Your Eyes, You Can Fly.
Don't cloud your eyes with
2019 Visionary Award co-hosts, Sharon Price-John and Rhonda Carter-Adams.
Let's hear it one more time for Faiza Aaron, an amazing. Hello, and thank you again for being here. I am Sharon John. I'm the CEO of Build-A-Bear Workshop and a strong supporter of the arts. I'm so excited to be a participant in tonight's events. And I'd also like to introduce Rhonda Carter-Adams, who is our co-host tonight as well. She's a fellow lover of the arts and a leader of the Illinois American Water Company's Diversity and Inclusion Program. We are, as I said, the co-hosts of this year's celebration, and we're so happy that you are here with us tonight to celebrate these amazing women in this backdrop of an incredible theater. And what better place than the Sun Theater to have an event like this? It is a jewel, an architectural jewel of St. Louis and the Grand Center Arts District. You may not know this, but this space is also the performance venue for the Grand Center Arts Academy. Not too shabby, huh? I can't imagine a better place than to celebrate tonight's amazing women. So let's get started. I'm going to turn the program over now to our co-host, Rhonda Carter-Adams.
Good evening, good evening. I must say, what an honor it is to be a part of this extraordinary celebration. Being an insider this year at this event has given me a new appreciation and respect for the depth and the breadth of the arts in the St. Louis community. We can proudly take our place as one of the most artful cities in the region. The women you are about to see have different diverse talents and gifts that they selflessly offer to us. So we are going to take advantage of those gifts. Tonight, you're not going to just hear about their very ample accomplishments. You're going to get a special insight into the hearts and the minds of these phenomenal women. We're a pretty curious bunch. So to get to know them a little bit better, we asked them 4 questions. So we're going to make it fun. Questions that we asked were: 1, name something about you that people will be surprised to know. 2, if you weren't doing what you're doing now, what would you be doing? 3, what advice would you give to your 10-year-old self? And 4, and finally, if you could dine with anyone you want, living or dead, who would that be, and why? So, wonderful questions that maybe we should even ask ourselves someday. Some of the answers were funny, straight from the heart, some provocative, and some quite inspirational. And we can't wait to share them with you. So let's get started, all right? So, thank you, Sharon. Our first honoree is the recipient of the 2019 Outstanding Arts Professional Award. This Wonder Woman has a business and entrepreneurial spirit that blends beautifully with her artistic temperament and her social advocacy. She's the co-founder and caretaker of the Luminary. To simply describe the Luminary as a leading contemporary art space based in St. Louis is to miss the soul of this space. For in this space, the voices and the faces of social concern come together with an energy that only art can create. The result? A dynamic and stimulating space that welcomes you and dares you to lead without having been enlightened or challenged. As if that weren't enough, Brea owns Brea Photography, an award-winning commercial photography company whose work has been present in the New Yorker, the New York Times, Art in America, Bomb Magazine, and the San Francisco Chronicle. We would be remiss if we didn't know that she received a Mastermind Award for Excellence in the Arts from the Riverfront Times. When asked who would she like to have dinner with, her response speaks volumes about her. Her dinner companions would be the novelist Doris Lessing, the spiritual guide Khalil Gibran, and the philosopher Plato. Wouldn't you like to be a fly on the wall for that conversation? Why this group? I quote, because all of these individuals seem to have reached out their time and given understanding to see something much greater. Well, Brea, we think you fit right in. Thank you for seeing and dreaming of something so much greater for your community and St. Louis. And thank you for daring to act on your dreams. Everyone, please welcome to the stage our 2019 Outstanding Arts Professional, Brea McAnally. I'm sorry, Brea.
Hello. Anytime I find myself on a stage, I take a moment. It feels like such a gift to share this time with all of you. And thank you to the remarkable women from the Visionary Awards who've carved out a space to hold each other up, to care for and honor the visionary women in our city. I'm so proud to be among them. It's a deep honor to be seen and to see each other. I don't know if there's anything greater in our lives other than to truly see. A huge congratulations to my fellow honorees. Getting to know you all or know you better has been truly inspirational. My gratitude runs very deep. I am made up of the love of many people. To all of my dearest who are here in this room, though I cannot see you, and to everyone who supported the mission at the Luminary, thank you. Your love and support have carried me here. James, Miranda, Betsy, Amanda, Elizabeth, I know that all of you are present, and to my darling son, Pascal, who has brought a new vision to my life. I spent the afternoon in a park, surrounded by beautiful flowers, doing my best to retrace the steps that have brought me here. I've come to this work in a different way than might be expected. I was born to a single mother, a poor family in a small town, homeschooled my entire life, and I didn't step foot into a gallery or a museum until I moved to St. Louis when I was 18 years old. Art seemed kind of far from me in one sense. Recently, I've been reading artists to our program and asking them the question when art became a center for them, when their making process began. I've always clung personally to what the philosopher Martin Buber says about creativity, that art or creativity presents itself to the human, and that it's simply that we make space for it to come into the world and into relationship with us. And to do so, we can live a much more robust and rich life. Whether through writing, drawing, music, or physical adaptations that I made to my environment, art seems to come from within for me. I found it a source of energy and imagination that allowed me to see beyond my current place, problem, or impossibility I was facing. It was a means of understanding, of connection, and of wrestling with an idea or a truth until it changed me very deeply. In the work we've done at the Luminary over the past decade, we've centered on supporting work that stands at the intersection of art and social change. With this belief that art can be a tool to help us live better together, that it can be a tool to help us reach across the mystery of the other and solve some of our biggest divides. From two people with an idea, my partner and I, 11 years ago, to now having a 17,000 square foot complex for the arts in the Cherokee district, residency applications for our artists program from 40 countries, exhibitions, writing, and projects that reach across the globe. I could have never imagined how generous and generative this city would be for me. Thank you to everyone who made that possible. In this, I am really just astounded by the power that is felt for me in this room. I'm looking across and seeing so many people who I know deeply feel and then deeply act with that feeling and conviction that art can truly help us build a better world. And in this seeing each other, I think that we increase that power immensely. Thank you.
When asked what advice she would give to her 10-year-old self, our next honoree reflected and replied, "You are enough in all things. You alone are enough. And when you're most afraid to use your voice, that's the time to speak." Jacqueline Thompson certainly can't be accused of not using her voice. Actor, director, theater professor, in all of these roles, she brings a maturity and breadth of experience that belies her age. Her passion lives in the bodies that come to life on stage under her careful tutelage. Through her, the untold stories of those whose voices have been muted come to life. The marginalized come front and center through her artful interpretations. She leaves her mark on every role she plays, every student she teaches, and every stage she graces. She has worked with the Repertory Theater of St. Louis, the Black Rep, Shakespeare Festival St. Louis, Upstream Theater, Mustard Seed Theater, Metro, and New Jewish Theater. No big surprise, her extraordinary talents have not gone unnoticed. In March, the St. Louis Post-Dispatch recognized her as one of 6 women shaping St. Louis arts and entertainment. She was also noted as one of St. Louis's most versatile performers. This year has been a pretty good year for her. In March, she received the St. Louis Theater Circle Award for Outstanding Actress in a Drama, as well as an Artist Fellowship from the Regional Arts Commission. She was also selected by the Theater Communications Group to participate in the Rising Leaders of Color program. So, Jacqueline, thank you for using your voice to make us laugh, to make us cry, and to make us think. Given your talent and passion, you could have worked in any city, New York, LA, you name it. But you chose St. Louis, and we in St. Louis couldn't be happier. Remember I said we're going to take advantage of all those talents and gifts? Please welcome to the stage our 2019 Emerging Artist, Jacqueline Thompson.
Ooh. This artist thing is hard. It costs something. No one told me about the missed weddings, reunions, baby showers, because you're at rehearsal, you're always at rehearsal. No one told me about having to lead a rehearsal and maybe dealing with your own family issues or drama or whatever life takes your way, but still having to come in and be present. No one told me about having to bury your grandmother in the morning and get on stage that night as if your world's not crumbling, right? But what I learned to do is put all that fear and pain and grief, and on the flip side, joy and wonder and curiosity and love and compassion into the art. And when I did that, I found that it liberated me, but it also liberated others. And I'm just grateful that someone took notice of that. I don't stand here alone because I did everything by myself. There are tons of people, Wonder Women in this room tonight that support me and have poured back into me when I felt depleted. I first want to thank my parents, who may not have always understood what I was doing, or why I was doing it, or why I was going back to grad school and quit my full-time job to make no money. But they never told me that I could not. So Mommy, Daddy, I love you so much. Thank you. I'm going to lift up some other Wonder Women that have inspired me in my life. To my high school drama teacher, Ms. Julie Mott, Hazelwood Central High. She took this shy, introverted North County girl and pushed her onto stage. I don't know where Ms. Mock is, but I love her and I thank her. Miss Carol Mitchell-Leon, the late great Miss Carol Mitchell-Leon, my theater professor on the campus of Clark Atlanta University, who taught me 4 P's: power, projection, passion, and purpose. I take that into every rehearsal space. I'm thankful for her. Some of my good girlfriends are in this room tonight. Melinda Ray, J. Nicole Red, who support me with such warmth and selflessness. My friend from Clark Atlanta came all the way up here from Maryland. Sharon Murphy Brown. Sharon gave me a journal when we were in our 20s, and it said, she wrote in it, "You are a promise of success," and that quote has sustained me. My unicorn magical cousins are here from Detroit. They inspire me and continue to pour into me as they do amazing work in their communities. My fellow sisters in the arts who become family to me, my big sister, Catherine Bentley, Andrea Purnell, Jacob McKittrick, you all inspire me and support me. I love you so much. There are some other women in here who have mentored me and gave me space to create and just loved on me. Jennifer Windsor, Kathleen Sitzer, Julia Flood, and Deanna Gent, your support means everything to me. And last but not least, there's a woman who I've admired my whole life, and looking at this woman, looking at this Black woman in St. Louis, making a career in the arts, let me know that I can do it. I want to lift up the name of Miss Linda Kennedy. So this emerging thing, right? My prayer is to never stop emerging. To never stop finding new ways to perfect my craft, never stop trying to be my higher self, and never stop finding relevant ways to share humanity with the world. May we all always continue to emerge for the rest of our lives, upward and onward.
That hard to emerge, right? The arts. Susan Barrett, the arts. You know, Susan, you know that these words are often used very much interchangeably. When she declares that art is a verb, she means it and she lives it. She is the founder and president of Barrett Projects, consulting firm that provides advice and expertise in a host of areas from arts to culture to fashion. In addition to offering art advisory services, Barrett Projects represents national and international artists who, even as I'm speaking, are rewriting, challenging, reinventing the definition of what it means to be an artist. While Susan enjoys justly deserved national and international recognition and acclaim, we are the beneficiaries of the love affair that she has had with our wonderful city. One does not look too far to see her hand and her prints around St. Louis. Under her leadership, the World Chess Hall of Fame was relocated to St. Louis and presented the work of nationally and internationally recognized artists, designers, and craftsmen. Her art gallery, Projects Plus Gallery, brings national and international artists into our midst. This gallery space serves as a laboratory for experimentation with new artists, and how lucky are we to get to be the test audience. Advice for her 10-year-old self? You are right. Continue to believe in yourself, because the sense of wonder and joy and curiosity that you have right now will one day be your greatest gift. Say no more often. Don't worry about being the good girl. They never have fun. It's much more fun being bad, and you will still be loved. And finally, pay more attention in math class. So thank you, Susan, for turning how we think about art on its head, for challenging us to break through our own boundaries, and to swim out into that vast sea of awe and wonder and possibilities, which you have so accurately defined as arts. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2019 Arts Innovator, Susan Barrett.
I apologize for having to read this, but they said 3 minutes, and I tend to be a maximalist, and I can't say anything for 3 minutes. So I'm going to skip right over everyone I need to thank, because that would take all my 3 minutes. But my friends, my family, everyone from the Visionary Awards, and everyone who's come before and after, thank you. So many of you are here tonight, and I really appreciate you taking time out of a Monday night to come celebrate this. Art is a verb. This is not only my company's motto, but my true belief. Art is a verb. Art is more than a finished product. It is a process of creation, the indefinable inspiration. It is the journey of that inspiration to a final product. One that is seen or heard or felt or tasted or interpreted. Art is a verb. Art is storytelling at its core. It overcomes language and those pesky mathematics. It speaks to the heart and better to the soul. Art transcends time and other physical dimensions. The journey from inspiration to thought to creation is not an easy one. It necessitates self-questioning, self-reflecting, self-doubt. It necessitates arguing with oneself and revealing the darkness as well as the lightness in one's soul. It necessitates tenacity, determination, and belief in more than oneself. It is what scientists and Malcolm Blackwell describe as flow, the creative time one spends mostly alone, wrestling and formulating a concept into a physical form. Flow transcends time. It is described as not knowing how long or short time is, and it is described as being in another dimension. Art is a verb. Since we are celebrating visionaries, and everyone here is a visionary of some sort, I ask you to visualize the act of flow, the act of creation, the act of art, and applying it beyond a studio, beyond an object, but to problem solving in general. Who better to solve problems but artists, who create our own conceptual problems only to struggle with and resolve them? Imagine the application of this process to problems we face daily on a global scale. Art is a verb. I was reminded, as we all were last week, of the impact of the power of the object of art with the burning of Notre Dame. Why did we feel such pain? It wasn't because of a potential loss of a building, but it was the loss of a symbol, as all art reminds us of something bigger than ourselves, something that transcends time itself. Art reminds us of the continuity of creation, of dreams realized, and of celebration of the determination, work, and soul of each other. Art is a verb. Art connects us to each other through communication to our hearts and souls. Art brings us together as participants and viewers of objects and stories. Art reminds us that we are all part of this mortal coil. Art reminds us that we are more alike than different. Art is a verb. Thank you.
And now we have another treat in store for you. If you're at all familiar with the St. Louis dance scene, you already know Ashley Tate. Ashley is the founder, artistic director, and lead choreographer of Ashley Leanne Dance Company. She's studied dance for over 30 years, and she continues to mesmerize audiences with her creativity and stunning skills. She also happens to be a past St. Louis Visionary awardee herself. When she takes the stage, the energy in the room rearranges itself. Just watch and give her a hand.
If I think of my life as a class and what I've really learned, I've learned a few things. First, I'm aware that I'm a child of God. It's such an amazing understanding to think that the it, which made fleas and mountains and rivers and stars, made me. What I pray for is humility, to know that there's something greater than I. And I have to know that the brute, the bigot, and the batterer are all children of God, whether they know it or not. And I'm supposed to treat them accordingly. And it's hard, and I feel it all the time. I'd like everybody to think of a statement by Terence. The statement is, I am a human being. Nothing human can be alien to me. If you can internalize at least a portion of that, you will never be able to say of an act, a criminal act, or I couldn't do that. No matter how heinous the crime, if a human being did it, you have to say, I have in me all the components that are in her or in him. I intend to use my energies constructively as opposed to destructively. If you can do that about the negative, just think what you can do about the positive. If a human being dreams a great dream, dares to love somebody, if a human being dares to be Martin King or Mahatma Gandhi or Mother Teresa or Malcolm X, if a human being dares to be bigger than the condition into which she or he was born, it means so can you. And so you can try to stretch yourself. So you can internalize homo sum, humani nihila mea hedum people. I am a human being. Nothing human can be alien to me. That's one thing I'm learning.
Extraordinary. Thank you, Ashley. It's truly amazing. On with the awards. When I was reading the credentials of our next honoree, I must admit I got a little bit confused. Her long list of accomplishments was filled with references to her contributions to the scientific community. There must be some mistake. This person isn't just a scientist. She's a highly regarded researcher and thought leader in the field of radiochemistry. She's trained dozens of students and postdoctoral fellows in the field of radiochemistry. Further, this particular woman joined the Department of Radiology at Washington University School of Medicine here in St. Louis, and in 2016, she retired after 37 years of academic research. A candidate for a visionary award? You can understand my confusion. I soon came to understand that our next honoree, Carmen Dence, was indeed a woman of many skills, and as gifted and as successful as she was in her professional career in the sciences, she's equally talented and gifted in the arts. Our honoree is the founder and artistic director of the colorful Grupo Americano, an instrumental and dance group that promotes the folklore and rich heritage of her native Colombia. She has been recognized as a master artist by the Missouri Folk Arts Program and has held classes and performances in literally hundreds of schools and libraries and other venues. And if that weren't enough, Carmen is a certified costume designer, and she creates and sews practically all of the costumes worn by the dancers in their performances. Her coveted dinner companion, she immediately responded. I would dine with our liberator, Simon Bolivar. I would ask him to fill me in on the historical gaps still surrounding his emancipation journey through South America. Carmen, thank you for demonstrating that the sciences and the arts can peacefully coexist in one body. You are an inspiration and a model for young girls everywhere. Young girls who think that they have to choose. Your message is clear. Wonder Women do not have to choose. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2019 Outstanding Teaching Artist, Carmen Dence.
Time goes 2, 3, 4 hours. Comes down, comes up. To me, the sombrero volteado is a symbol from Colombia. It's a symbol of strength, flexibility, and returning to your roots and who you really are. The turns or vueltas symbolize that connection, that constant helping each other, friendship, and association that we build with each other in the pursuit of having this place that we call home, a better place for all of us, regardless where we come from. I believe those are all attributes of the women of vision that we are happy to be on a stage, but more important, the hundreds and hundreds of women, most of you in the audience, that are making this commitment to the arts. So, thank you to my dear 42 years of marriage husband. I'm still going strong. Every one of my students, both in academic life as citizens in the arts, I have gotten from you so much more than I could ever give you or teach you. You have been inspiration for me. Thank you to everyone in Grupo Atlántico, who have come full circle in this journey, almost 25 years. I have to thank the Missouri Folk Art Programs, their directors, Lisa Higgins, who is here today, for all the support, for all the love and mentoring that I have gotten through the program. And finally, but not the least, to the Visionary Award Committee and organization for continued recognition that we women and our art can indeed change the world. Thank you. Let's all hold our hat, whatever it is, regardless of shape, size, or color, and proudly continue wearing it. I am orgullosa de mi sombrero.
Thank you, Carmen. Our next honoree has acting in her bones, and that's great news for St. Louis. Since graduating from the theater program in Southern Illinois in 1983, she has worked in a variety of media, including television, film, and radio. But live theater was her first love, and thank goodness. She can't seem to stay away. She's worked for virtually every professional theater company in St. Louis. And let's face it, one doesn't have a full and rich career that she has had without being excellent at what she does. Kari embraces acting, not as a career, but as a calling and a privilege. While she has served as a theater instructor at Washington University, SIUE, and Stages St. Louis throughout the years, she is the first to admit that she's still an actor at heart. Her far-reaching and varied careers resulted in her share of honors and awards, including 2 Kevin Kline Awards. In addition, she has a St. Louis Circle Award to her credit for Outstanding Actress in a Drama. This year, she was also nominated for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Comedy for her work in Into the Breaches from the Shakespeare Festival, St. Louis, and Outstanding Actress in a Drama for her role in The Little Foxes at St. Louis Actors Studio. Her advice to her 10-year-old self: speak up for yourself. Somewhere along the way, she must have heeded that advice, and the world of theater in St. Louis is better because she did. Kari, thank you so much for being predictably perfect in every time you step on stage. You've set a high bar for yourself and countless other actors that you've touched. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Kari Ely, the 2019 Outstanding Award winner.
I think this is the smallest script I've tackled recently. And if I go too long, get out the hook or play me off with this incredible music. I stand before you surprised, honored, extraordinarily grateful, lucky, and above all else, I know privileged to be here, privileged to be an artist. My journey did not come without a lot of people helping me. My parents, my family, my friends, my teachers, my mentors, my tormentors. You know who you are. I know you're out there. And I thank you for being there. My parents, my wonderful mother, and my wonderful father, were born during the Depression. And they didn't have arts education in the school, but they craved it. They yearned for it.
and they sought it out. And I'm so fortunate that I was their youngest. And I was so fortunate that they lived in St. Louis because they had the opportunity to see free musical theater, free concerts, a free art museum, a free zoo, galleries to walk into. And that led me on a path to the arts because I had that same opportunity. So my journey here is given from a community of people who know how important the arts are, who understand the rich connection that we all have to one another. I'm proud to say that I'm a native St. Louisan. I'm proud to say that I went to Normandy class of '77, the Vikings, and I don't say it as a social status. I say it because I'm proud. I say it because I wear it with a badge of honor. I came from a school full of diversity. And when I got out into the professional world, I kind of went, where did everybody go? Where is everybody? But that is a changing. I am the youngest of 4 children. I found it difficult to get a word in edgewise at the dinner table, and you are responsible for me finding my voice in the arts. And my wonderfully supportive siblings did not realize that they would have to spend a fortune to follow me around from place to place. But I was shy. I did find a voice in the theater. I found a way of expressing myself. I found a way of telling stories until I realized I had a story to tell. I didn't know I did, but I do. I find that telling those stories makes a rich connection. It's the little anthropological study I have of watching people, of wanting to be true to you, be true to the calling, to impact other people's lives. I had teachers that really tried their best to see what was in me and to bring it forward. They championed me. I wouldn't be here without them all along the way. A second grader who saw parents who came to our elementary school and put on a puppet show. And I said, I was in kindergarten maybe. I could do that. I want to do that. I'm blessed to do that. I'm privileged to do that. And all along the way, the teachers who have formed me, who've shaped me, who've been so patient with me when I have fought back. I have an incredible husband who understands me, who is an artist himself and a writer. He keeps me real every day, and he reminds me that the human connection is the most powerful and the most lasting. Friends that follow me, friends that put up with my schedule, friends that understand what it takes, the sacrifice it takes to be an artist and to put yourself out there. I'm honored to be in the room with these incredible women who each bring something unique and wonderful to the arts, things that I can't possibly do. You all bring something wonderful to the arts. You bring your support, your courage, your dollars. You bring your energy. You are the audience. And as I say in my bio, every year, every time, I thank you for being the audience. It doesn't happen without you. It doesn't happen without a village. I'm sure I've forgotten things, but know that you were in my heart, and I look forward to seeing you without the spotlight, which actually is a protective shield for me. I thank you. I am so honored. Thank you so much.
Major contributors to the arts are very special people. They provide the scaffolding for the visions and the dreams of our organizations. Their generosity is driven by a philanthropic impulse that transcends the day-to-day needs. Kathie has been known to push the envelope, to go the extra mile, and encourage others to do the same. Her very extensive background in finance and her fundraising skills have benefited all the organizations who are fortunate enough to garner her attention and interest. She has that special combination of passion and commitment mixed with heartily good judgment and business sense. She walks the talk. She and her husband have chaired an impressive number of galas, including events for Grand Center, the Big Muddy Dance Company, Circus Flora, Stray Dog Theater, and Doorways. She has served on the boards of Stray Dog Theater, Springboard, the Big Muddy Dance Company, and St. Louis Art. The Winter Family Foundation supported 3 art exhibitions over the last 3 years at St. Louis University Museum of Art. But wait, there's more. Don't let all that business background fool you. You might be surprised to know that our honoree is an avid reader of romance novels. And they really wrote this part in here for me to read, especially those with the lots of naughty bits in them. Okay, Kathie, at the top later. Kathie knows her. If we could clone you, you know we would. Thank you so much for your unwavering commitment to the organizations that you serve. Your investment is from your heart and from your head. And you know what? It doesn't get any better than that. Thank you, Kathie. Our 2019 Major Contributing Awards, Kathie Winter.
I have to tell you, it's been great. We were upstairs before this, and we got these great goodie bags, and I thought, girls, we got shoes in those goodie bags. So it's definitely a girl thing. So really respond. I want to wish a good evening to all of you. I'd like to extend a gracious and inclusive welcome to all of you. Tonight's awards are a celebration that brings us all together. I'm so thrilled and honored to be one of the 6 honorees tonight. I'd like to thank the Board of Visionary Arts Awards and the committee members for choosing to recognize me with this amazing honor. Your vision for art in our communities and your recognition of those who make it happen is a compelling mission in itself. Congratulations to all my fellow honorees. Oh my God, aren't they gorgeous and the fabulous ones? It's an honor indeed to be included in such esteemed company. I'd like to thank all of my family and friends who are here to celebrate with me. Thank you for your patience when I've been late to dinners and events because I've been at a board meeting or a committee meeting. I want to especially thank our dear friends Carol and Tom Voss. Right there. Thank you for your unwavering support in all our gala and our community endeavors. And I look forward to our next potential antics on our travels together. And to my fellow board members and executive directors of the various organizations with whom I've been involved, thank you for allowing me to be a part of your mission and for being, I hope, an effective and contributor to your goals and growth. To Gary Bell at Stray Dog Theater, a gracious thank you tonight, Gary. My coaching session for being up here. And I want to take a moment to especially thank my husband, Richard. Richard, you've been my supporter, fan, partner, collaborator in all the organizations with which I've been involved. Your enthusiasm, love, passion for the arts and the arts community have been my inspiration. And your encouragement has made all this possible, including me up here giving this speech. As you know, I'm a huge fan of Mae West and her wit and wisdom. She once said, "It's not the men in your life that matter, it's the life in your men." Thank you, babe. The beginning of my journey in the arts starts with Richard a long time ago. We were dating, and when you date, you share your hobbies. I like to look at antiques, flea markets, and auctions. Richard liked to visit galleries, museums, and art exhibits. He couldn't understand why I liked all this old stuff. And I didn't understand canvases that had been painted in completely in one color, and I still don't. We developed relationships with living artists, international artists from places like Israel, Russia, South America, and France, to name a few. It was eye-opening to me to learn about their varied struggles to make their art a way of life for themselves and to have it be their career and not just a hobby. It was inspirational to see the impact their creations had on their lives and in their communities. It also became clear that for many of them, their art arose from their personal struggles, no matter how varied those struggles may have been. Scottish theologian, author, and professor William Barclay once said, "There are two great days in a person's life, the day we are born and the day we discover why." My why is my curiosity and my passion, not just for the arts in general, but for the continued presence of art in our culture, our communities, and in our children. I strongly believe we need to nurture creative thinking, and we need to experience the fruits of others' creative thinking, especially when it offers something new and unfamiliar to our worldview. To quote Mae West again, "Between two evils, I always pick the one I never tried before." So I was always an adventure to try or to experience something new to me in the arts, whether it be supporting Straight Art Theater, the Big Money Dance Company, Springboard Learning, Jazz St. Louis, to name a few. It is also our responsibility to be stewards of the history of the arts by looking at those communities who have come before us. It is my hope to continue to impact that stewardship and to continue to promote our current artists, our art venues, and communities so that we may all have this beauty in our lives. In closing, remember, life is not measured by the number of breaths we take, but by the moments that take our breath away. And this was one of them. Thank you.
Please welcome back to the stage the Faiza Aaron Quartet and Ashley Tate.
A beleza que não é só Suddenly the girl from Ipanema goes walking. When she passes each one, she passes goes on. When she walks, she's like a samba that swings so cool, sways so gently that when she passes each one, she passes goes on. Oh, but he watches so sadly. How can he tell her he loves her? Yes, he would give his heart gladly. But each day when she walks to sleep, she looks straight ahead, not at tall and tan and young and lovely, the girl from Ipanema goes walking. When she passes, he smiles, but she doesn't see. She just doesn't see. She doesn't see. She just doesn't see.
So much. So here we are, we're at the end of these incredible awards honoring these extraordinary women tonight. Thank you so much for giving us this opportunity, and thank you, everyone, so much for being here, being supportive. It's wonderful that you've shared this evening with us. We'd like to give one more round of applause to our incredible honorees tonight. While you're standing, let's also give a standing ode to our incredible sponsors for this evening. Each of you. You helped make this evening incredibly special for a lot of people, and it is just full of magic. Thank you so much.
And I must say, this has been a wonderful journey. I have totally enjoyed this experience. This is just not a one-night affair. It's been several months of celebrating these phenomenal women, and I'm just so honored to be a part of it. So now, we hope that you will join us. We will be in the tent for a celebratory reception and a Viz Fizz, okay?
Yeah, Rhonda gets to tell everybody about the party. I just, thank you. So go.
And the cocktails.
Yes.
As you exit the theater, just make a left to the outside patio. Volunteers are available to direct you. And be thinking about who you'll nominate to be on this fabulous stage. And as a part of this next group of visionary honorees, we thank